Hello, friends. Let us talk about the story of this great play by William Shakespeare, that is Romeo and Juliet. The play was first performed, published in the year 1597, and as it was Shakespeare's peculiar characteristic that he never invented his stories, his stories for the dramas, but he adapts somebody else's story that was already known to the public, and then he changes that story into something marvelous, into something great, a kind of masterpiece. The same thing happens with Romeo and Juliet also. The story of Romeo and Juliet was told in some romantic tales or some poems in Italian literature, right from the 15th and 16th centuries. And as we know, the setting of Romeo and Juliet is Verona. Romeo is the son of Montague family, and Juliet is the daughter of the Capulet family. And the problem or the crisis of the play is that these Montague and Capulet families, they are the arch enemies. They are the feeding families, that is, they are the enemies for generations. Of course, the cause of their enmity is not mentioned, but it comes there in the beginning of the play. That is, the chorus describes Romeo and Juliet as the star-crossed lovers. Star-crossed means they had been born with some kind of ill omen. Their stars are crossed in heaven, means they can't come together. So they are cursed kind of lovers, and they fall in love with each other. And what happens to their love becomes the plot of this play. It so happens that Romeo, as we know, belongs to the Montague family, and Juliet belongs to the Capulet family. One day, Romeo goes to Juliet's house for a banquet, for a feast. Of course, he was not invited, but still he goes wearing a mask, and there he falls in love with Juliet, and Juliet also falls in love with Romeo. The interesting thing about Romeo's love story is that Romeo, before Juliet comes in his life, he was in love with Rosaline, and this girl Rosaline, she had rejected Romeo's love. So Romeo is in a very disappointed kind of condition, and he was described as lonely and in a bad mood. And in that mood, he goes to Juliet's house, and there, when he looks at the beautiful girl, he immediately falls in love with her. And as they both belong to the enemy families, they know that their parents cannot accept their love, and they will not allow them to marry, so they get married secretly. There is the character of Friar Lawrence, who marries them, because he somewhere Father Lawrence, Friar Lawrence wants that this enmity between the two households of Verona, two good families of Verona, that is the Montague family and the Capulet family, it should come to an end somewhere. So he marries them secretly, but it's a secret from both the Montague and the Capulet family. After this, it so happens that uh, in a quarrel, in a fight, uh, Romeo kills Tybalt. Tybalt is, as we know, he is Lady Capulet's nephew, right? So he is from the Capulet household, and Romeo is the enemy, and Romeo, he gets killed. Tybalt gets killed by Romeo's hand, and as a kind of punishment, Romeo had been banned from Verona. So he was not allowed to stay in Verona for some period of time. And after that, he goes to Mantua. Mantua is a place away from Verona. It's another city in Italy, and Romeo has to go there. Meanwhile, Juliet's father arranges her marriage to a nobleman in Verona whose name is Paris. Paris is a nobleman from a wealthy family, and he wants to marry Juliet, and her father agrees to marry his daughter to Paris. Paris goes to, Juliet talks about this difficult situation to Friar Lawrence, because she cannot marry Paris, since she is already married to Romeo and she loves Romeo. But Romeo is not there in Verona. So to come out of this troublesome situation, to overcome this problem, she goes to Friar Lawrence, and Friar Lawrence thinks of a plan. So the plan is, before the marriage of Paris and Juliet, Juliet should drink a potion. It's a kind of medicine, and liquid medicine. She has to drink that, and that will make her sleep so deeply, so sound a sleep will come to her, that people will think that she is dead, but actually she'll be sleeping. So that is the effect of that potion, that magical potion, that medicine that Friar Lawrence decides to give her. Meanwhile, Friar Lawrence writes a letter to Romeo about this plan, that Juliet will be dead for the world, for the people only, but actually she will not be dead. She will just be sleeping on her bed, so that her marriage to Paris should be avoided. So it was the plan. Friar John is the priest, is the father, is the another clergyman with whom it is decided that the letter be sent to Mantua, and Friar John goes with that letter to Mantua. Here, in order to avoid the marriage, Juliet drinks that potion and she falls asleep, and the world thinks that her family, her parents, and all the relatives, they think that she is dead. Meanwhile, what happens to the letter is that there is a pandemic, this present corona like situation. It must be the plague, because at Shakespeare's time there was plague in London. So Shakespeare takes help of this pandemic like situation, and Friar John was struck into some lockdown like situation. He is not able to deliver that letter to Romeo. The letter has the information that Juliet is not dead, but she will appear to be dead, not dead actually. It is the plan that was mentioned in that letter, but that letter did not reach Romeo. But instead of this letter, what reaches Romeo? The news of Juliet's death. And he gets the news that Juliet is dead. Meanwhile, in Verona, there starts the mourning and the funeral ceremony of Juliet. Juliet's dead body is kept in the crypt of the Capulet family, that is the ancestral room of a family where all the dead are buried there. There is a crypt, there is a room, there is a chamber underground, and in that chamber the dead bodies are kept. That is that was the practice with the wealthy families at that time in Christianity. Now, on the side of on Romeo's side, he from Mantua itself, he obtains poison from an apothecary. Okay, from a chemist like person, he obtains a poison, and he comes to Verona because he gets the news that his Juliet is dead. He goes to the crypt where Juliet's dead body is kept. Actually, it is not the dead body. Juliet is sleeping at that moment. But Romeo didn't know this. He goes there. And when he is there, Paris comes there. And there is a fight between Paris and Romeo. Romeo goes near Juliet's dead body. He laments. He kisses her for the last time, and he swallows, he drinks the poison that he had brought from the apothecary in Mantua, and he dies. Right, Romeo dies here. Now what happens is that Juliet comes out of that sleep after Romeo dies, and she looks at her lover, that is Romeo, who is dead. She then takes the sword, Romeo's sword, and she kills herself, and she dies. Meanwhile, people gather there, and both the families come to know that their children, that is Romeo and Juliet, they loved each other, and because of the enmity of in between the families, they are dead, and they forget, they decide to end this age old their ancestral feud, their enmity, and Romeo's father declares that he will construct Juliet's golden statue in Verona. So the play ends on the death of Romeo and Juliet, because it's a tragedy, and all the major characters, particularly the hero and the heroine, they die at the end of a tragedy. So Romeo and Juliet, they die, but the enmity also dies between the Montague and the Capulet families. So this is the story of Romeo and Juliet in short. From Monday onwards, we will study Romeo and Juliet scene by scene, act by act. Okay, we will go through each scene and each act, and we will try to understand the greatness of Shakespeare as a poet, as a dramatist, his art of characterization, and how he constructs his plot with the help of this eternal tragedy that is read worldwide, and there are so many movies, there are so many adaptations of this theme of Romeo and Juliet. Thank you.